One second, we're all standing there in the cave, and the next, the very first thing that hit us, it wasn't even what we saw. It was the smell. It's warm, it's wet, and it smells like this horrible mix of old meat and iron.
So we're looking around in this awful dim yellow light, completely surrounded by these curved, brownish-red, glistening surfaces, and then, well, Ben made a mistake. He accidentally pressed his hand against the nearest wall. I literally watched his face do this incredibly complicated sequence of emotions. He looks at his hand, then he looks at the wall. Because the wall was soft. People immediately started gagging. These walls are breathing. We aren't just in a room.
We are currently sitting in the stomach, internal sensors embedded in these glistening, fleshy walls all around us. Every single move we make is being heavily scrutinized by the very thing that is currently digesting us.
Out of nowhere, this small, super unhurried voice comes from near the floor. We look down, and there is a light blue snake with glowing green eyes. He tells us he's our new DG. He starts gliding around us in this wide circle, and then, bam, he vanishes mid-circle, just completely disappears. 2 seconds later, he reappears with a little shimmer.
Joel steps forward, basically begging him not to disappear like that again. Kai is practically pleading, asking how we can escape. And DG, he just stares at us with these glowing green eyes that are as unreadable as locked doors. After what felt like 2 excruciating minutes of dead silence, all 22 of us, acting purely on sheer instinct, we bowed to him and begged for our lives. But DG's voice just cuts sharp through the air. Stop. He coldly tells us not to bow because he is only an assistant, and the real boss, King Ink, would definitely not approve.
So instead of just killing us on the spot, DG gives us literal survival instructions. He glides between us, and suddenly, boom, scrolls materialize out of thin air right into our hands. He laid out exactly what we need to do to not die in the stomach. We have 30 minutes to study the information on these scrolls. We have to answer 5 questions correctly. If we succeed, we get to climb a silver ladder out of here. Standing against that curved flesh wall is the silver ladder. Quiet, gleaming, our one and only ticket back home. But look down. Just 3 feet away from us on the floor is this thick, faintly steaming puddle of liquid. Earlier, Jai almost leaned into it before someone yanked him back. DG confirmed exactly what it was. HCl, hydrochloric acid, highly corrosive. So it's pretty simple. We either memorize our scrolls and take the ladder, or we fail the test and get tossed straight into that acid pool. So obviously, we immediately open our scrolls. The fonts were just an unreadable mess. Finn and 3 others instantly start complaining. Dev's got his scroll like 2 centimeters from his nose. Gary's tilting his at a 45-degree angle trying to decipher it. But then, it was like the scrolls sensed our panic. The text magically shifted. All the ink suddenly turned into this softly glowing silver. It looked like moonlight folded into the parchment. Suddenly, it was perfectly readable, even in the absolutely disgusting dim yellow light of King Unk's digestive tract. Scion suddenly yells out, our coin jars had magically filled up. DG very warmly explained that for every 30 minutes we earn 5 coins. Rose, who was incredibly desperate, used her coins to beg for something to drink. DG's eyes shifted, and instantly, water bottles and snacks materialized out of nowhere. For just a few minutes, the only sound in this monster's stomach was the crinkling of wrappers as we finally got a tiny moment of human relief. Hannah quietly pointed out the obvious. Our parents are going to be absolutely terrified because we've been gone for so long. But then DG gave us literally the only good piece of news we've had all day. He told us time moves differently. 30 minutes equals only 3 minutes out in the real world. If we can pass this test, we can escape so quickly that our families won't even know we were missing. That relief lasted about 1 second, because then DG says, all right then, bye. He literally just slips downward into the floor and vanishes, leaving us totally alone with our scrolls. And that is exactly when we heard it.
So faint, but rhythmic and just incredibly grating. Tick, 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 echoing off these fleshy walls. The timer had already started. The 30 minutes DG gave us were already counting down, and none of us even noticed when the clock actually began.
The timer is running. King Ankh is watching us through the walls. That acid pool is right there, bubbling. We have to learn everything on these glowing silver scrolls right now.